Hey guys, welcome to Wyoming Sage. I picked up this beautiful antique dresser. Today I'm going to show you how I'm repairing the drawers on this chest of drawers so that they can slide in and out with ease and that they can stand up to my daily wear and tear, because I'm going to be using this dresser every day in my kitchen and in my dining room. So the drawers are just falling right out of this thing and there's no support there. So I'm gonna fix that. And the last thing is that this guy doesn't even have a bottom, so we're gonna need to fix that as well. I just could not pass up this $50 purchase on Marketplace. You can't find antique furniture around here for that type of price. So I knew I'd have to snatch it up, and I love a restoration project.
When you're shopping for an antique piece of furniture, the first thing that you need to look for is the integrity of the piece. Are the legs wobbly? Is the foundation of the piece solid? So the legs on this piece are solid. This piece's foundation is pretty darn good. The drawers just need a little bit of repairing. So I thought I would bring you along through this restoration process and hopefully show you a couple tips that would be useful for you if you are looking to restore or just make a piece more functional for you. The second thing that I look for is the beauty and the charm. Am I in love with this piece? Is this a piece that's going to add not only functionality, but value and beauty to my space as well? I'm already in love with the way that this piece looks. I love the stained wood on the front and the chippy paint already, so I'm going to be keeping most of that. It's really just going to be some functional repairs and getting rid of this nasty old contact paper in here and replacing it with some fresh paper. So I just restained a little bit, just a touch up on the faces of the drawers. And while that is drying, I'm gonna go and get my pieces of wood for the inside of that missing drawer. And I'm gonna use this warped piece as a template. So, and sometimes if you ask really nicely, the guys at Ace Hardware will cut it for you.
Okay, so just got back from the lumber store. I realized how expensive lumber is right now. A sheet of this thin piece of wood right here would normally be $20, and now it's $105, and that is insane. So I actually ended up going to my local lumber hardware store. The trick is to look in the scrap pieces of wood. When you need a piece of wood that is quite small, something for a piece of furniture like we're doing today, looking in the scrap section is genius. So they were so kind to cut me 3 pieces of wood. They gave me extra because it was scrap wood, and they gave it to me for free. So you've got to love the local lumber store. So now I'm gonna show you how to install a center undermount drawer slide. Now, originally I tried to put the side mounted sliders on this drawer, but that made the width of these antique drawers way too wide and they wouldn't fit. So an undermount is the only way to make this work. And this glide will keep the drawer from falling out when you open it, and will give it more stability and allow it to slide better. These antique drawers, they didn't have any gliding or sliding hardware to them. They just slide along this wood, but the thing about that is it gets really worn out through the years. So I'll show you another trick to help those slide a bit easier, but putting in a center mount also helps it glide so much easier and keeps that drawer from falling out when you open it. I picked up this kit from the hardware store, and it was only about $6. And the nice thing about it is that they can be adjustable. Now, as you can see, this is way too long for my chest of drawers. So I'm going to be trimming off the excess with a hacksaw.
In all honesty, this was my first time using a hacksaw. Like I always say, something has got to go wrong during a DIY, and this was just about to that point. Don't worry, no one lost a finger.
I just broke the hacksaw in half. Oh, cruddy. We have to go tell Dad. Shit.
And tighten it tight. It's as easy as that.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And on to installing our center glide track, which was quite simple. The important piece here is to get the measurements right. And so making sure that the measurements are in the center of the drawer. I had to get different measurements for each drawer because they were all different. And with these antique pieces of furniture, you just never know. So it's better to be accurate with the measurements. The angle for filming this was kind of awkward, but I hope you can get the gist of what I'm doing here. So I mentioned earlier that I had a cool trick to help the drawer slide better, and I'm just using this old piece of wax here. You could use an old candle or those small little candles you can get from the dollar store and just slide them along the track there, and also slide them along the edges of the drawer and anywhere where the wood is going to make contact. And that waxy residue will just make it much more slick and glide much easier for you. Thanks for joining me here today for this restoration project. I loved every step of the way. Restoration is always hard work. It takes lots of effort and grit, but it's well worth it. So whether I'm restoring home, family, or spirit, restoration is my happy place. Who would have thought having a dresser in your dining room was such a good idea? It adds functional storage and it's beautiful. And so it inspired me to redo my whole dining room. I am preparing another video for you guys on a country cottage style dining room. So stay tuned to the next video. In the meantime, like, press the subscribe button, and love you lots.